Hey everybody, wanted to introduce this build to you guys. I pretty much almost got it done before even doing that. This is the first time that I've ever tried to do a rusty or dirty non-shiny car, and I try to do multiple steps and methods that I've seen other people do and try to see how good I can do it. I did the salt technique where I painted it that reddish color, that red kind of base rust kind of look, the color that you see coming through on here on these fenders and that. I did that and roughed it up, and then I did some areas where I sanded. I also did so like here's where I sanded and everything like that. And I sanded on this side here. I also did some holes. I did a dent, so I heated it up and dented it. Did some rust holes on this side. I dented this panel and pulled out the fender. It's kind of like he got T-boned a little or so. I also used the custom bumpers, taillights, and everything. That what came in, I glued them all together into custom headlight housing, sanded everything down, sanded down all the trim. I left some holes where the trim would actually mount, and then painted it up. Here I put a primer spot like he was shaving off the door handle and was just priming that area, but I got a couple sections all primed, so it's kind of like this is his project car. It's got a long ways to go, so right now it's gonna be like a rat rod gasser kind of dragster slash fun car. And the paint I used for the bumpers and that, this one actually kind of crackled up, which I was hoping it would. Give it some rust look on there. The front, this is all separate pieces. I did a wash on it and did a couple different kinds of chrome, so it's like he was customizing it from different parts. The interior I left about the same. I did the racing seats, and I did everything in like a two-tone brown, but I did a couple dark washes in it to make it look like it was dirty. Been sitting around for a while. I didn't do the ripped up seats like some people are good at with the masking tape. The one thing is I wanted to make it so the engine, the drivetrain, the shocks and that was like the new part, and everything else was kind of all rusted up. So it's kind of like he just got it to the point where he could drive it around and have fun with it. So it's still quite rough, but the engine and all that had been completely redone. So it was like that part of the area of the project. The real dark areas, like here, I used Vallejo's chipping and rusting and streaking kit. So all that dark is that Vallejo paint, and then I did a couple of the other ones around it. Did some washes and that, and try to make it look as natural as I could. So far I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Got the windshields already glued in. The interior and all that's not glued yet, and you gotta wait all the way to the end to do the engine. I do have the engine all wired up. This is a pretty cool engine that actually comes in this kit. It's a supercharged Chevy. It's a 409. I'm not 100% sure. Yep, that's a 409. And then with this kit, it's kind of weird. You do have the axle hole up here, and you do have an axle void here. I went with the lower one, so I kind of got a little bit of a gasser height to it. It's not too much, but this one is a blown one, supercharged. The carbs are off to the side. This has to go in last. I think that was about the coolest thing that came with this kit, and that's why I did it like this. I have 4 other 57 Chevy kits that are Revell, and they have so much more detail than this one. This one kind of lacks a lot of detail. Like the side fins, instead of having that molded in, you're given a decal. So here's the underneath. I have to do one more final wash on it. So like the front end, that's going to be like all new parts. I'll do a little bit more of a rusty wash on it, and this stuff I got to do a black wash on it, calm it down a little bit. But I wanted it to look like it was new. So like he rebuilt that, got it ready. Got it ready for the drag strip. Put the valve stems in, as you can see. Put the valve stems in. There's one on the bottom. Now they screwed up the printing on these. You can see the Goodyear's on the back. So you got the blue line and the Goodyear on that side. So they didn't even do very good on the tires. They give you 4 white wall tires in this kit, and then 2 drag slicks. Hopefully everybody else's is right, because they screwed that all up. Pop out the interior. So this is the interior view. You can see like I kind of got it a little dirty. Went with a 2-tone. So you got a lighter brown and a darker brown. There's the gauges. The shifter that comes with this kit is really stupid looking. It's like a tiki guy. That right there. I don't know who can shift with something that big. And then look how crappy that molding is on that steering wheel. And then there's a phone. But I don't know where the hell the other piece of that phone is, unless that's that. My gosh, this kit ain't even that old. It's an old mold. But I mean, it shouldn't be that bad. AMT really needs to redo their molds on some of these older kits. But anyhow, since that shifter was so kind of, I don't know, wasn't as cool as I would hope, I'd put a pin in there. I think I'm going to hit it with some red or something before I glue this in, which I'm going to glue it all in there right after this video. Seats, I mean, I didn't want to really waste any of my good stuff into this kit. Yeah. Kind of aged it a little bit, got it looking pretty crummy. There's a better look of the hood. And if you guys want a good rusting kit, that Vallejo rust stain and streaking kit, it's very easy. It's got nice instructions on it. Comes with quite a bit of paint. It's got, I think, 2 washes, and the rest are paint. Or 1 wash, 2 airbrush, and then the rest is brush paint. But I always get good results with it. I didn't use everything that's in that kit for this one, but I like this dark here, and then the lighter colors next to it and stuff is that. And then the washes in there. I think some of the other washes. And then the other side, give it another wash, I think. And the engine bay. The engine bay I used, to me, is I always call it model makeup. I used the soot, used a little bit of the rest, and then oil stain. You just use a makeup brush. I got one in the kit, or you can use a sponge like that. Sponge it on. I don't use that stuff all the time, but when I do use it, it works out pretty good. But I did that on the inside there. So it's pretty greasy. I didn't put too much rust in there because I figured that the hood would have protected it from it. Better look at the custom grill. So like this piece is chrome. This piece is, to me, chrome silver paint. And then this is just a metallic aluminum. So that way it's like 3 different colors, silver. So that way it looks like he custom made it out of a bunch of different parts. Tail lights, this whole section is an add-on piece, and I sanded it smooth. This piece fit like crap. So I really had to sand a lot to it. But it gave it that custom look. And I sanded off the Chevy logo. I drilled some holes in there, them are real holes. And put some of that chipping effect on there. And then sanded it to look like it got wore out. And then like this door, it's like you put some Bondo in it and sanded it all out, put a first coat of primer on it, then sanded it off. Trying to get some of these body panels worked out. You'll need a new fender. Figured I'd do that. And I sanded it down. Probably not as much as to make it look official. But I also put a dent in there. Put a couple like grooves in it. And this side has some holes in there for the trim. One tip I have, if you guys want to do this, put the holes in there while the molding's still on the car, because these are a little high. If I would have put the holes in and then sanded it flush, the holes would have been right at the right spot. That's my tip for that. Made a little primer spot to look like he just shaved the door handle. And some more chip in there. There's a big dent in here. So I just took my candle and just set it up there and then bent it with my hand. And then the trunk, did primer on the trunk. So that way it's kind of like you got a new trunk or something and a new roof. I was going to try to chop it. I don't think I'm ready for that. I figured I'd chop it and then ruin the whole thing. And when you chop a model kit, you're only chopping off maybe 1 millimeter. So if you do more than that, don't lift the scale. So that just can't say the hell with it. I like the 57s the way they were. I don't like them chopped too much. But so that's that. I did weather a little bit underneath, as much as you're going to see. So the engine I did wire. The spark plugs, made my own magneto. I could have sworn I counted 9 of these when I cut them. I don't know if I dropped on the floor, but there's only 8 in there, so I'm not doing a coil. Probably ain't gonna see it with this big engine in there anyhow. But with a better kit, it would be pretty cool to do the linkages on these carbs, do the fuel lines, just because they're so far out. But I'll probably do some detailing elsewhere. But this kit does come with 2 engines, So they make up with it. For some things, they got the small black Chevy engine. So I might put this in the garage, the shop, have it sitting on a crate or something like that. So I'm not going to weather it up. I still got to do the pulleys and the belt. And that, and then the fan. And this kit did come with some really cool green glass. I was going to use it until I saw the detail of the kit was awful. But that glass is pretty sharp. I might save this for one of my other ones. I got the Revell kits. It's got the green headlights. That would have looked pretty cool with some ice blue or something like that. But there's no detail in this kit. So I just felt I've been wanting to do one of these rusty customs. And so I just never had a kit that I wanted to do, and I've had this one for a while, never opened it. And then when I opened it, it was very disappointing. So, but, I mean, it's still a good kit, but then when you look at the Revell ones, their details are so much better. This one's probably extremely old, an AMT, and the Revell ones were probably retooled. I got the California wheels, the Ed Roth, and then the convertible, and then I got the Black Widow. And the quality on them look really good, so if I was going to make them all stock ones, it would be kind of boring. And this one wouldn't look as good as the other one stocked. So I figured I'd try something different. Hopefully I did a good job. You guys let me know. Talk to you guys later. Bye.